My perspective this time is I think that Joe Burrow should be considered in the league MVP conversation. And I understand that MVP has come to mean something different. It's come to mean like best player on the best team, but you can't convince me that anybody's been more valuable to their team than Joe Burrow. He's been hit 36 times and is on a team that is ranked 27th for pass protection. 36 hits. Only players that have been hit more than him are Daniel Jones and Carson Wentz. And those guys are the worst in the league when it comes to turnovers. And Burrow only has 8. It's incredible. And then you look at the fact that they beat the Titans last week. We were ready to crown the Steelers when they beat the Titans. The Bengals beat the Titans by more than the Steelers did. Then you put on top of it the fact that he is dealing with an insufficient defense. They have had a fourth quarter lead in 6 of their 8 games so far this year, and the Bengals have blown that lead because no one gives up more points in the fourth quarter than the Cincinnati Bengals. And already at this point, midway through the season, he's already matched the win total from the team last year. So I understand that the way that we talk about MVP right now is normally about the best quarterback, honestly, on the best team. That's what we did last year. We gave it to Lamar Jackson, and the year before that, Patrick Mahomes. That's kind of the criteria. But if you listen to the actual word, who's been more valuable than Joe Burrow, the rookie quarterback on a truncated offseason, has come in and turned this team into a real contender and knocked off last week one of the best teams, or at least what we thought was one of the better teams in the AFC. I think Burrow is a legit MVP candidate.
I have to tell you, I really like the take. I want to take it and sort of segue it to a slightly different question. And Damien Woody, I will put this one to you. Some people whose voices I respect, including Amy Trask and Mike Tannenbaum, have suggested, as well as Burrow has played, that the amount of punishment that he has taken, all these hits that he has taken, are actually going to be a problem long term, and that the Bengals should consider sitting him because he has been hit so much, and that could be a potential concern going down the road. I know that's a controversial thought, but it's an interesting one. I see Nique is already shaking his head at it. D. Wood, what do you think?
No, I don't. I don't agree with that one. I just think that the more he plays, more experience that he gets. Listen, he's a young dude. I think 23 years old, and yes, he's on a terrible team with the Cincinnati Bengals. But to sit him down, I think would just be doing the whole organization an injustice, because I think the one thing that Joe Burrow has done is he's brought an energy, a hope. I think guys in that huddle look at him and they see that we can win any game with this guy in the huddle. If you as an organization decide to sit this guy down, what are the players going to think about the organization? He's going to get hit, but that would be a bad move by the Cincinnati Bengals organization.
What are you hearing, Dan, out of Cincinnati as far as concern they have for the amount of the beating that he is taking?
Obviously, they would prefer that he not get hit as much, and they think they can improve that. Look, they had to start backup offensive linemen in the game the other day. They actually did pretty well. Some would say better than the starting offensive line has done this year. Burrow's got to get better at obviously protecting himself like any young quarterback would, but they love the kid. And quite frankly, you talk about Domonique's unique perspective, value. What Joe Burrow has brought to the Bengals is some swagger that they absolutely needed. I mean, like, this is a laughingstock team, and he's in there saying, not only am I willing to play, I'm willing to take some hits for you guys, and we'll grow together. I think it just means a ton in terms of what he's doing.
I agree. Well, look, Domonique, you and I both know he's not going to win the MVP this year, but I really like the take. His name should be in the discussion for exactly the reasons you just gave, and let's see what happens the second half of the season and see how many games they wind up winning. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.